What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing? It's a blessing to be here. Appreciate y'all for giving me this opportunity to, first of all, come back and share my poetry with y'all. And yeah, so I'm gonna start it off with this. First of all, can everybody hear me? Just want to make sure.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Sounds good. Sounds good. This first poem is called "I Used to Feel." I used to feel like I bled red, white, and blue, but the truth is I bleed just like you. I used to feel that this earth was my home, but now it's all gone and I feel alone. I used to feel alive, but it seems like every day I live, another black man dies. I used to feel the feel while the boys in blue, they just kill to kill. I used to not care about the color of my skin, but to you, I'm the color of sin. See, I used to feel that no one on this planet can stop me, but now I'm on the ground like a rock. You see, I used to feel that everything was okay, but I can't even ride the streets without being stopped by the cops and not know if I'm about to die or not. I used to feel empowerment. I used to feel like a king, and every time I walked on the stage, the birds would sing. See, now I'm on the ground because they tearing me down because I used to feel, but I don't anymore.
Thoughts need words, words need a voice. Melody from the book Out of My Mind. Can't speak. Tongue hot glued to my throat. Eyes burning from the bright spotlight of prying eyes. Thoughts make words, but my throat turns words into jumbled spaghetti past my slightly parted lips, quivering out of frustration. Unable to form words and babble like a bubble-blowing fish. Fish aren't taken seriously, but I assure you, the words formed by my intricate thoughts would make you cry from hearing them.
All right. Yes, ma'am. All right, next we have Bethany Carter, and after Bethany, we have Eric Sims.
Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
My poem is called Car Ride. Sitting in the back, seeping deep into the cushions and feeling the leather against my skin. Hearing the radio in the background of my head but blaring loud through my ears. My eyes staring at the crisp clear rain against the window as we pass the green blurbs. I wipe my eyes. The vivid images now become clear. The music gets louder and louder. The sky gets brighter and shinier. The rainbow appears in the mellow blue sky, but the pain still stings in my heart. The thought of you breaks me into a million pieces, but I remember just to lean back, put on my headphones, and enjoy the ride, with the thought of you still in the back of my mind.
Love this. Love
This
y'all.
is called unsweetened iced tea. There's a half-drank unsweetened iced tea that's been sitting on my nightstand for a week and 3 days. I'm probably never going to drink it, but I can't seem to find the motivation to throw it away. It's summertime, sweet tea season anyways. The 50-cent Arizona fruit punch kids are out. They look so carefree, but I know, even when they're with their friends, their heads are somewhere else. My neighbor used to walk her dog every day, started walking alone last year, and now I never see her at all. I used to have another neighbor who always did puzzles on her porch. I never liked puzzles because I thought they took too long. But I think the days are longer here anyways. Even the houseflies seem to move slow. I feel like life is like a puzzle. Maybe one day I'll see the bigger picture, but right now I can't even fit the pieces together. What is my piece supposed to do in the grand scheme of it all when it's confined to the browning bananas on my kitchen counter? How am I supposed to paint my picture when the store only sells 3 colors? I wish my life was like one of those TV shows about a small town, the ones where the girl falls in love, has a big epiphany moment in the rain where she realizes she can't move away. Her whole life is here, but I couldn't move away if I wanted to, and I'm not the main character. I barely cut it as an extra, and the world is so loud right now. It's in the process of its own epiphany moment. Everyone is moving in different directions, searching for answers, fighting for changes, but I'm not their protagonist. I'm not even my own. Maybe I'm just too young to know where I belong and my TV moment will come, but it isn't a pretty feeling to sit and watch the trees disintegrate. I'm searching for a voice in the crowd, for a piece in the puzzle, for a brushstroke in the painting, but right now, I feel like the useless, lukewarm, half-drank, unsweetened iced tea on my nightstand that I can't seem to find the motivation to throw away. Thank you.
Because you always come through, Annabelle.
Pick a day you want her. Cross your fingers and hope she wants her too. Hope your presence is enough to open up her mouth after months of her silence being the way she communicates. Hope her story falls short of your favorite horror movie. Hope you choose to be publisher. Hope you choose to be first aid kit to her heart. Massage her lungs and remind her to breathe. And when you kiss her, kiss light into her soul. Use the resources she's blessed with and bless her with the person she's wanted to be blessed with. And if you leave, don't be afraid to leave the door open. She won't walk out on herself this time, but leave gracefully with the promise that you'll return. For every time her soul will smile, she'll think of you. Give her something good to think about.
Love that. Y'all are so talented. I love y'all. Y'all great.
Hey,
All
Joya,
right.
I'm gonna
So
jump in, Joya. Armand is not here. Okay, I have Fred on the phone. I don't know if this is gonna work, but let's see if you can.
Can they see me?
Can you all see and or hear him?
yeah.
Okay, try to speak and ask Joya again. Say, can you hear me?
Can you hear me, Joy?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, go for it, Fred.
Okay. Okay, so I just wanted to start this poem off with saying, like I'm nice, I'm kind, I'm intelligent, I'm intellectual, I'm really cool. I feel like I'm genuinely a kind-hearted person. And I only say this because I'm tired of hearing the stereotype of the angry black man. I mean, as y'all can tell, I'm black and I'm not angry. I'm pissed the fuck off, okay? I'm so goddamn mad. I'm mad than I am when my mama tells me she not one of my little friends. I'm mad that I gotta explain to white people why they should not say nigga. Then I get even mad when they substitute nigga and say ninja. I'm pissed off at gentrification, and I get even more pissed off when I ask why haven't we found Donald Trump a replacement. It's funny how they made Germany pay for reparations when they raped our women for several years on several different occasions. They killed us black men and told our daughters to face it. They gave us a blunt, but we didn't know that they laced it. I'm pissed off that I had to deal with systematic oppression, so when I decide to speak, it comes from aggression. Hand me the microphone, because I'm Usher, and these are my confessions. I'm still mad about slavery. It bothers me that my grandpa and grandma stood like chips at a concession stand. And then that was the start of black people not having any type of protection. It makes me want to slap every white person I see. I'm sorry, I'm not racist. That's just my aggression. But like I said last time, this is Usher, and these are my confessions. I don't like the way white people look at me. Sometimes it's genuine, but other times it's like, oh, look, there's a nigger. White people act like black people are wolves and they Red Riding Hood. Is black people get killed when we put on our hood. White people kill trees up for black people when they put on their hoods. But Nikki was called ghetto. She asked Miley what's good. I don't mean to be funny, that's just my aggression, but this is Usher and these are my confessions. Hopefully they see why I'm pissed the hell off. Every day it's a new one. I still wonder what would have happened if the Raptors didn't trade off Chris Bosh. Or what would have happened if the bullet was aimed at Kobo Hall. I approve this message. Frederick Swopes is upset. Can they hear me?
They can hear you, I believe.
Yeah. Good job, Fred. Love that.
And
I try not to think about it, or at least I try. I'm disgusted. It's not the fact that I saw the life of a man whose job was to protect, drain from his eyes, or than a man whose job was to serve and protect, drain the breath of another man, his air, his family, his faith, reduced to one moment, or that maybe when he did it, he thought absolutely nothing of that man, as if he's done this before. But what disgusted me is how detached I felt. I didn't immediately think, oh God, this poor man's family, or how dare they kill him, kill us blatantly, and treat us like hunting trophies. I thought again, not it happened again, not what can I do to spread awareness again. I hid from the truth that maybe it could be me, my mother, my uncle, my cousin, my brother, my sister, that one day I might have to sacrifice. So maybe one day we can breathe freely.
Yes, Jamari. Yes. All right, now we have Cassidy Howard, and on deck we got Shannon Conley. That's my whole girl, y'all.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Awesome. Dear Mr. President, it must be awful hard to be in your shoes, to endure what you have endured and be a constant victim. But Mr. President, you are just a victim of yourself and your own words. You lie in a grave which you dug, and we will gladly throw the first shovelful of dirt. You victimize yourself, but you are not the victim. You are the stamp that seals the fate of your citizens, of the women whom you grab and see as objects, members of the LGBTQ community whom you shame and alienate, of Black men whom are being killed daily as you stand by and watch. As you fail to acknowledge the racism which you let grow from latent to blatant. Their blood is on your hands and it bleeds from the walls of your so-called leadership. America is a laughingstock and you are the clown center stage. You shout your praise from rooftops with a puffed chest, but whisper meekly of violence and murder. Mr. President, you will go down in history. You will be defined by your legacy, and the planted seeds of your legacy already bloom into fireworks in the streets of Minneapolis and thick blood spilling onto pavement. America was never great, so we will not make America great again, but the yelling in the streets is like a melody promising of a brighter tomorrow, a tomorrow where police brutality is no more, where the color of your skin is not an acceptable reason to take a bullet, where you and all which you stand for are nothing but building blocks to be trampled. Because, Mr. President, this is our America, and there is no place for you here.
That's what they need to know. Period. Cassie, love it.
This one is called Little Black Boy. Little black boys grew up playing cops and robbers. No black boy ever wanted to be robber, always cop. But little black boy grew up and realized he couldn't be but robber, never cop. Even if he didn't want to, black boy was always robber of comfortability, a thief that looked like night. Little black boys grew up playing freeze tag, which is why when the cops stopped him and told him to freeze, he was under the impression his friend was on the way, that he was about to tap him so he could run again. He had envisioned running again. He thought he was going to wake up tomorrow and run again. He didn't know that instead of feeling the quick three-finger tap of a little dreadhead boy, he would be face-to-face with the bearer of a pistol as the officer shouts, "Stand down, face ground, man down, he says over his walkie-talkie as he disables his body cam. Little black boy liked music. When the cop pulled him over and his heartbeat dropped, he realized he knew this song too well. It was the one he listened to from his brother's mother since they never got to play it for him. He knew he would probably never play this song for his mother. She would have to listen to it on the news. He grew up doing the hustle at every family get-together. Never imagined the day when his hustle would force the family to get together in a funeral home because CDs weren't death and shortness of breath. It's hard to break dance with your hands cuffed. Little black boy wanted to grow up, just like every other black boy. He didn't know that the day he was born, he was a working man. By age 7, he had already been through a midlife crisis. 9 was planning to retire. 12, he started receiving pension and had about 3 grandkids. That by age 17, he would be dead. We don't know if it was because of the Skittles or the Arizona. He had underlying skin conditions, said Dr. Police Officer. Little black boy just wanted to be boy, to be black, to live, On some days, after a day's worth of freeze tag, cops and robbers, and doing the hustle, Black boy just wanted to go to sleep in his bed, at home. But even that proved difficult.
Why you had to do him like that, Sammy? Why you had to do it like that? Why you had to do it like that? Love this. Okay, so up next we have Aiden Craig Miles, and on deck we have George Deary. Aiden, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. This piece is called We Are People. We are a people just like you. We breathe the same air, yet some of us are no longer breathing. I can't breathe. I can't breathe knowing that we are being put down like dogs. Cops are pigs. All cops are bastards. The ones that condone this hell of a system. Blue lives don't matter. There are no blue lives. It's a choice of profession. I didn't choose to be Black. To have the same color as those being murdered and brutalized. The same color as Breonna Taylor gunned down in her own home. Armed police forced themselves into her home. With a no-knock warrant, she was shot 8 times. The same color as Sandra Bland, she was strangled in her jail cell. They said she hung herself with a garbage bag. She was 6 feet, the cell was 5 feet. They laid her down on the ground after she was murdered. They took her gunshot with her eyes rolled into the back of her head. The same color as George Floyd. George Floyd couldn't breathe. Look at him. He is gone, put down. They say they were criminals. They would struggle. Yet when new evidence comes out, silence. When George Floyd could no longer breathe, when Sandra was being strangled in jail, when Breonna was shot down, silence. We are a revolution in the making. I shouldn't fear the store clerk following me. I shouldn't fear the police car trailing me on my walk. I shouldn't fear this. I no longer fear certain things like bugs or car crashes. I only fear for my life being threatened with those that are meant to protect it. Will there be a war on racism? Who knows? Or maybe we will live like this for another 100 years. To challenge this institution is what must be done. Lynching, murder, bloodshed, fuck this, fuck that, and fuck the other. Let us no longer call it police brutality. This is not slavery. The two are not comparable. The lack of freedom compared to the challenge freedom. Don't commit a crime and you won't die. Racism has nothing to do with it. Homicide is 64.1% the cause of death to Black men in between the ages of 1 and 44. I could speak on this for hours, convince you to save our lives, but will you truly? Do we truly matter? Everybody want to be a nigga till they realize that they're getting killed. Where is the same fight that you pulled when you said that you wanted to say it? Can you look at Black people and say the same matter, or are we just there? All lives can't matter until Black lives matter. Do you think we deserve to live? We deserve to be free. We deserve to survive. We are people.
I'd rather have a bullet put through the back of my head instead of a knee in my neck, or getting beat senseless with a metallic bat and just get helped into an ambulance just to end up dying. I go in the hospital for police assault and come out dead because I resisted arrest. I was stopped by a man in blue because I was speeding past the green, slowing down at a yellow, and stopped at a red. My seat was up and my music was down. What did I do wrong? I did everything mother told me to, and I still ended up dead. Mother said, listen to the man. Don't speed. Don't talk back. Be polite. Look straight ahead. Don't say nothing out of line. Don't try to be a hero. I was stopped by a man in blue. My windows were tinted, but you could still see inside. I had a bumper sticker saying I wear my Black skin with pride. I was beat to a pulp because I had melanin. I was beat to a pulp because you thought of me as a lesser value. I was beat to a pulp because you were angry that I was Black. And that's the true fact. Now my mama crying because I lost my life before her, and she followed the rules. She made the rules that kept her alive. What did I do wrong? Was I not polite enough? Was I talking back? Or was it at the simple fact that my skin was made Black? Okay.
Love that. All right. Welcome. Are you ready to rumble? Because one thing about my Black people is that we don't fumble the bag, the ball. We struggle but remain humble with a culture that is the most lovable, appropriated, yet still most hated. Because when we start dominating, the police start taking our lives, white supremacy start to rise. We look for justice, but why, when the law wasn't meant to protect our Black guys, Black lives don't matter till blood is splattered all over the ground. Look around. We got to die for y'all to see the big picture. Wow. We got to burn shit down so the police can get the blender. Wow. It's scary because guns are unisex. It's scary because they're taking all that we have left. And this virus putting my Black people in their deathbeds. Wow. They're trying to take us out. You think that by now our oppression would have dimmed down, but instead we continuously see Black people face down with their necks pinned to the ground, being charged with attempted murder for defending themselves. Kenneth Walker was trying to help. Now Breonna Taylor is the face of the world. They love everything about us but us. That's it. So thank you. Thank you.
All of you guys here today were features. All of you guys here today are so brave. And I am so honored to be amongst you guys. You know, I wrote Soft Animal Wounds not knowing what I was doing. And I still don't, but I really appreciate each and every one of you, and your work is so powerful, and you guys are so brave to have come up here and shared. You know, I'm an extremely nervous person, and the idea that you guys are out here doing the same thing, it makes me feel safe. So I'm gonna read about 4 poems from my book, Soft Animal Wounds, for you guys. I am slowly learning to be human, which means light healing over into itself and forgetting all about my body and what it makes of me. A kind of forgetting that holds itself closely to your ribs and makes a rose garden there, the petals made of clotted plasma. I wonder how to breathe or lift a hand to my face. I wonder how to sleep and bite down upon my fear. I remember crushing the trail of tiny ants beneath my sneaker, though I was not afraid, and I think that was a human thing to do. Bleach leaves behind vanilla as it gobbles the pigment down. I too cannot distinguish the absence of my body or the shade. In slow cancer, it does not leave enough body behind to be buried. It does not lift or allow the airways to splay in fear of vanishing. I become a jumble of blood cells, a bone, tendon, glinting like a mass of rubies in sunlight. My hand as dislocated as the shade. What am I now with this new body? Sometimes joy. I can't believe the green veins in my arm. They spool outward, breaking off into smaller streams. I can't believe they are always working to keep my body alive. This reminds me, I too am always working to keep my body alive, maybe not as fervent as the veins and arteries, but I too work and shuffle along to a thrum, a soft beat, full of wild hands and blood and sometimes joy. The joy is always small, though not smaller than my heart, so that it fits comfortably inside the hollow metal thing. The joy nestles there, creating a kind of bereaved light that shines through and looks as though a flashlight was stuck inside my chest. A planet of larks trapped in a room without windows. They dance wildly on air and make no sound except for the soft brush of wings beating against wing. Their palm-sized bodies are tawny and gray, with yellow chins like glinting metal. Their beaks face each other, as if huddling against some violent wind. They make a dark cloud in the center of the room. It writhes and shifts as if of one body. They hover around a girl, dozens of their tiny vessels supporting her back and head and shoulders. A few even lift her woolly braids with their beaks as they slowly begin to settle her body to the dust-covered floor. Once she is soundlessly lowered, the flock disperses, some bouncing as they fall to the ground from exhaustion. Others remain awake and heaping piles in the corners of the room. They watch as the girl opens her eyes and takes her first breath. Thank you so much for listening, guys.
Woo-hoo!